Welcome to the Full-Time FBA Show. In each episode, it's our goal to help you turn part-time hours into a full-time income selling almost anything on Amazon. And now, your hosts of the show, Stephen and Rebecca Smotherman.
Welcome to episode number 261 of the Full-Time FBA Show. Today, we're going to answer the question, is selling on Amazon via FBA a viable business? I mean, right now, really? Is it viable business? And to talk with us through this question is my wife and co-host, Rebecca. What's up, Rebecca?
Hey there. Looking forward to talking about this because we love businesses. We love running businesses, and Amazon has been a part of our business portfolio for so many years now, and it is still our main source of income.
Yeah, but if it's good for us, is it actually going to be good for you too? We'll talk about that today on the show.
Before we get into today's topic, I want to make sure you are subscribed to our newsletter at fulltimefba.com. Be sure you are subscribed, sign up with your email, and we will give you some freebies. And we will make sure that you also get our newsletter every week. We send out a newsletter once or twice a week, letting you know when we have new podcast episodes, new videos on our YouTube channel, things like that. And you want to make sure that you don't miss anything, including upcoming free trainings.
And just to clarify, when Rebecca says freebies, she means that is one word, freebies. Not free bees. You don't get free bees.
Oh, yeah, I don't want anybody asking me for where's their free bee.
Yes.
Okay. Just thank you for clearing that up, Stephen.
I know that's going to confuse everybody.
Yeah. Okay. So many of you know that Stephen first started selling on Amazon well over a decade ago. Over 13 years ago, in fact. And some of you might be thinking, well, that might have been a good time to start on Amazon, but is today still a good time to start selling on Amazon? Or is today a good time to try and grow an Amazon business? These are both good questions, and even if you're not asking these questions, it's a good thing to consider from time to time, and that's what we're going to cover today on the show.
Yeah, we get questions like this from time to time in our Full-Time FBA inbox, and it's a question worth asking. Is selling on Amazon via FBA a viable business model right now? And just so you know, we're recording this episode in the fall of 2024, but it's a question worth asking no matter when you're listening to this recording. In fact, on the day this episode drops, I am turning 50. October 7th, this is my 50th birthday, but that's not really important to today's topic at all. And so I just want you to know, I wanted to throw that in there because, hey, this is our show, so I can do that if I want to.
Happy birthday, Stephen.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you brought it up. Okay. Anyway, if you're curious, back to our topic, if selling on Amazon is viable these days, and I know there's even rumors that there's people out there targeting those who are not aware of the possibilities of selling on Amazon, trying to pull some scams over people's heads. We're going to talk both about the viability and legitimacy of selling on Amazon and what you need to know to make a wise decision on how to spend your money or your time on whether or not Amazon is a successful place to invest your time in.
So first, let's jump into the viability of selling on Amazon as a form of income for someone who has not experienced success yet on selling on Amazon. Can someone who puts in the hard work and follows the right plan actually become a successful Amazon seller? Of course, we're going to say yes. That's not a surprise for you. But we'll tell you the main reasons why we think this. And the first one is online sales continue to rapidly and predictably grow. Back in 2022, which, believe it or not, was just 2 years ago, online sales garnered $5.3 trillion in sales worldwide. And that's huge. But Forbes Advisor predicts by the end of 2024, online sales are expected to reach $6.3 trillion in sales. And they also predict by 2027, global online sales should be $7.9 trillion, basically $8 trillion in sales, 2027. That's huge growth.
Yeah. And in fact, remember, we're recording this in the fall of 2024. So you know that the Full-Time FBA Show, we have all of our previous episodes saved for you. So even if you're listening to this in 2027, when online sales are predicted to be knocking on the door of $8 trillion, pause this episode, do a Google search, or ask AI, or whatever you do in 2027 to check and see if these predictions are right. I feel confident that they will be.
So online sales are currently doing amazing and predicted to continue to be even more amazing. But what about Amazon specifically? Just because online sales keep growing and at numbers that we just can't even really wrap our minds around, what about Amazon? Stephen, what is the number one online store on the planet right now?
Amazon.
Right. And by far, they are number one. In fact, Forbes Advisor also says that Amazon is the number one online retailer and has been for a very long time. Why is Amazon number one? It's because they have fixed almost all of the reasons that online shoppers abandon their shopping carts. Now, 24% of online shoppers abandon their cart because they find out that the shipping time is going to be too slow. So what does that mean for me as an Amazon FBA seller? Well, Amazon has a reputation for 1 or 2 day or even same day shipping, and they've built that reputation for the exact reason that we just discussed. Amazon knows that customers expect their items to arrive super fast and they don't want them to abandon their cart. One of the main reasons we sell via Amazon FBA is that our items are at the Amazon warehouse ready to be shipped out as fast as possible to Prime customers.
That's right. And just to cut in here real quickly before we continue, I know we're sharing a lot of statistics with you and we're going to continue to do that, but I want you to know the who and the where we've gotten all these statistics from. We're going to put these links of the articles that contain these statistics in our show notes, and we'll put those links at fulltimefba.com/261 because this is episode 261. Okay, back to why Amazon is currently and is predicted to be the absolute best place to build an online business. Let's look at some numbers. Q4 of 2023, the sales on Amazon were up 14% from Q4 of the previous year with $170 billion in sales. That's just in Q4. Over the full year of 2023, Amazon sales were up 12% from the previous year with $575 billion in sales. Amazon just keeps increasing its sales and profits year after year, including the crazy 2020 COVID year.
Okay, but these are Amazon's overall numbers. And yes, these numbers are staggering, but you might be thinking, okay, well, that's great for Amazon themselves. But Amazon is so many different things. They're AWS, Prime Video, Prime Gaming, all the other Prime, this and that, not to mention all the Amazon product brands out there. So is there any proof that third-party sellers like you and me are doing well? Well, in a word, yes.
Oh, yeah. In fact, back in 2007, before I even knew it was possible to sell on Amazon, third-party sellers, they had about 40% of all Amazon product sales. And Amazon, as a seller, had the other 60%. Fast forward 10 years later to 2017, and third-party sellers finally grew into earning over half of all Amazon sales. And by 2023, the third-party sellers have grown to over 60% of all Amazon sales, with trillions of dollars being sold online per year, and the fact that Amazon has the vast majority of all those sales, and the fact that third-party sellers like you and me bring in over 60% of all sales, we can say with confidence that selling on Amazon as a third-party seller is definitely a viable business and will continue to be so well into the future.
Okay, but we want you to hear this. Just because Amazon is very successful and third-party sellers are seeing such a huge percentage of sales, that doesn't mean that every Amazon seller will have guaranteed success.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, you see, there's recommended strategies to sell on Amazon and not recommended strategies to sell on Amazon. We've gone into some of those not recommended strategies in episode 28 or episode 96. And we'll put all the links to those on our show notes page, fulltimefba.com/261. Those kind of strategies like private label or drop shipping, liquidation pallets, and other strategies, they're possible, they're workable, but there's so much easier paths to successfully selling on Amazon that we recommend and what we talk about most of the time on the Full-Time FBA show and teach our full-time FBA coaching students as well.
Okay, let's go over one more thing that might be a worry for some people listening today. We know that some of you can see just how awesome being an Amazon seller can be, and maybe you've even tried to learn how to be a seller on your own and have experienced a lot of frustration. We totally get it, and that's why we have the full-time FBA coaching program like Stephen just mentioned. But we also know that some of you wonder, is this coaching program legit? Is this for real?
Or is it a scam?
Right. There are so many scammers out there who simply want my money, who are deceiving people and promising success on Amazon for a quick buck. So the answer to that question of, is this legit? Is it for real? Is yes, there are some scum of the earth type people out there who will gladly scam you for a quick buck. They promise big money. And we've gone into those scams before. In episodes 120 and 225, again, those will be in the show notes links. But Stephen, tell our listeners the super quick way to know if they are being scammed by a dirtbag who is promising success as an Amazon seller.
Like Rebecca said, in episodes 120 and 225, they go into these in more detail. But number one, if the service promises to do everything for you, you just pay them the money, they might be a scam. Number two, if they don't have real testimonials from other sellers who've used their services and found success, they might be a scam. Number three, if they don't really teach you anything for free, or if what they teach doesn't help you move your Amazon business forward, they might be a scam. I mean, these three things are not a worry with our full-time FBA coaching program. I mean, we don't do everything for you. Instead, we show you exactly what you need to be doing. It's like the old saying, give a man a fish and he only eats for a day. Teach him to fish and he eats for a lifetime. And that's what our coaching program does. It teaches you how to fish. Well, how to fish for profitable items to sell consistently on Amazon for a profit. And we also have testimonials of others who we have coached. And hopefully by now, with over 260 episodes in the tank, we have proven to you that we know what we're talking about.
But maybe you haven't listened to all 260 plus episodes of the Full-Time FBA Show. Maybe you still have questions that need answering about how to successfully sell on Amazon to make a full-time income. Regardless, we invite you to our upcoming Amazon Q4 Income Accelerator Workshop. It's a free 5-day workshop online where we're going to be kicking off the Q4 Focused Workshop on Monday, October 21st, and we're going to show you over the span of that 5 days how to realistically make a full-time income selling on Amazon. Earlier in this episode, we told you there are specific reseller strategies that we do not recommend at all. And in this 5-day workshop, we're going to outline exactly what you can do this Q4 to really snowball your Q4 profits into making some serious money selling on Amazon. If your goal is to make a full-time income selling on Amazon, or even if you simply want Amazon to be a very serious side hustle that gets you a really nice income stream, then we invite you to join us. You can register for free by going to fulltimefba.com/Q4 workshop.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing you there, and you can see for yourself if we know what we're talking about when it comes to making a full-time income selling on Amazon. Again, that link, fulltimefba.com/Q4 workshop.
Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of the Full-Time FBA Show. As a reminder, the links that we've mentioned in this episode will be in the show notes for this episode at fulltimefba.com/261.
And next week on the show, we're going to be talking about the 4 most important habits for Amazon FBA sellers to work on improving. And we'll talk about how you can do that next week on the Full-Time FBA Show.
That's all for this episode of the Full-Time FBA Show. So head over to fulltimefba.com/podcast, where you'll find the show notes and links from this episode. While you're there, subscribe to our newsletter where you'll get several free downloads of our popular and helpful Amazon FBA resources. Now, take action on what you've learned today so you can find success at turning part-time hours into a full-time income with Amazon FBA.